Hello, everyone. I believe we are live now. This is Jason Robinson, Illustration by Design. I am a graphic artist and freelance illustrator. I do work for various companies and ad agencies and the like. I just want to welcome you to my live stream. I'm trying to do these on a fairly regular basis. Um, Trying to get the hang of YouTube and a lot of other social media stuff. So, check out my channel. I hope you like what you see. Most of it's going to be live streams like this of me basically just drawing. Oh, hey, Bofire's here, and Lorenzo Sleestack is here as well. And Popefire says I should give away a Starfire. Popefire, if you win, then you can get a Starfire if you would like it. I'm giving away a free drawing today to one of my subscribers because I've just reached 100 subscribers yesterday, actually, thanks to Good Dog Press and Manny, who runs it, and his followers. They put me over the top yesterday. So one of my subscribers today will be winning a free sketch of the character of the choice. So, Popefire, if you want a Starfire, you have to win. So, oh wow, you just hit 234. That's great, Popefire. Yes, hail Manny. Hail Manny. Manny is a great guy. He live streams every night on his channel, Good Dog Press, and he's a monster. He live streams for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours or more at a time. It's crazy. I I don't have that much stamina, so at the most I'll live stream for maybe a few hours until I get a drawing done. But yeah, if you can subscribe to Manny if you haven't already. But yeah, today I am going to be drawing probably one of my favorite fictional characters, Doc Savage. Um, and I'm trying to think the last time I drew him. I haven't drawn him in a while. But I love to draw him. I think he's a really cool character, and he is probably one of the most, I'll say, yeah, one of the most influential um, superhero characters around. At least as long as we've had quote unquote superheroes, probably for the last 70 years or so. He's not even really a superhero per se. He's more of a pulp fiction hero. He's a progenitor of the modern superhero, like Superman and Batman. Um, he didn't wear a costume. You know, he didn't have a secret identity. He was just a guy who was very well trained from birth to fight crime by his father and a group of scientists and various trainers that he had over the years. He was started back in the early 30s by Lester Dent, and a prolific writer back in the 30s, and he was just extremely influential in terms of the modern superhero. Probably Doc Savage and his Shadow are probably the most influential ones. I said pulp fiction. Oh, sorry about that. I meant pulp. 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 Um, so, but Doc Savage and the Shadow were very influential in terms of modern superhero because um, that they sort of set the standard for, I say, most of the superheroes. They broke the superhero genre or characters into pretty much two archetypes. Doc Savage was the noble, trustworthy, sort of approachable hero that everyone loved, and the Shadow was a scary, unknowable, vicious crime fighter that everyone feared. So, a lot of characters like Batman, um, even Wolverine, a lot of the tougher, the Punisher, they all sort of spawned a lot from the Shadow's side of superheroes, whereas characters like Superman and Captain Marvel, um, Captain America, a lot of the more trustworthy, um, popular characters to the public were derived from Doc Savage. So, so Doc Savage, was just extremely influential. I mean, Superman especially pretty much ripped a whole lot of his character from Doc Savage, from his name. Um, you know, Doc Savage's real name is Clark Savage. And Superman's real name is Clark Kent. Doc Savage was known as the Man of Bronze because he had bronze skin. It wasn't literally bronze, but it was tanned like a deep brown. Because he lived in tropical islands and stuff. So he's called the Man of Bronze. The Superman was called the Man of Steel years later. Doc Savage was known as the Man of Tomorrow. So was Superman. Um, Doc Savage had a fortress of solitude in the North Pole where he went to study and to do his experiments and to store all of his weaponry. Superman stole that too. Years later, he got his own fortress of solitude. So, um, you know, without Doc Savage, we probably wouldn't have the Superman that we know of today. So, you know, for those reasons, a lot of others. I always just liked Doc Savage. I always thought he was just like a very cool character, and I think part of it was his look. When I first discovered him, I first found out about Doc Savage when I was in high school. A friend of my mom's had given her, because she knew that I liked comics, she had given her um, two copies of Jim Steranko's History of comic books. Jim Steranko he's still alive. He's a very famous comic book artist and writer and creator. He also works as a magician. He's done a bunch of things. But Jim Steranko, um, back in the '60s, he started off drawing comic books like Nick Fury, Agent of Shield, and others. And he wrote a pair of books chronicling the history of comic books, from the pulps up into the present day at that time, the early '70s. And my mom's friend gave me those books, and I started reading them because I love comics, and I'd never even heard of Doc Savage before, and I started reading them, and I I was kind of amazed to see how much the character had influenced um, modern superheroes. And so I started, I got curious. I started doing quote unquote research, as much research as you could, before the internet. And I went to my local used bookstore, and I found books about Doc Savage books, because even though they had written, he was in pulps back in the 30s and 40s. Um, um, Back books started reprinting his stories back in the 60s, and had continued to print them up until the present day at that time. That was in the late 80s. And so I went to the bookstore, and I saw a book with, that was a Doc Savage book, and I was just struck by, the way he looked. This is, let me see if I can find it. The actual cover. Probably not, but here's some samples of what the covers look like. You can see that. I mean, he just has this really distinctive look, from the crazy widow's peak to the big old helmet hair to the really. It's almost like, I'm gonna say Frankenstein, but he has this really stoic look to his face. That's if you're looking, if you're going looking through a bookshelf, in a store, it just kind of stands. It stood out to me. I was just like, whoa, what the heck? He was a kind of a crazy looking strongman type character, and to me it was like, oh cool, I'll pick it up and I'll read it. So I did, and I just fell in love with his stories. I mean, they were just really pulpy stories, just cool punch 'em ups with crazy mad scientists. And Doc Savage is like a super genius who, like I said, who was raised from birth by his dad and a bunch of scientists and trainers to be the strongest, the peak of physical perfection, to be, the smartest man on a planet. He was a well-known surgeon, engineer. He was tops in every, sort of industry you could think of. Every sort of knowledge, he had it. um, and he was helped by, um, five. I think it was five. Yeah, five guys that he fought with in World War One. Each one was also a specialty in one area of science or the law or something. Each one was an expert in something. And so between all of them, they had headquarters in the Empire State Building in New York, and they fought crime for free. They would hear about trouble somewhere, and they'd go out in one of Doc's, numerous, vehicles that he created and designed himself, and they go out to South America or, you know, Timbuktu or wherever, to California, and they fight the evil and win. And so, when I started reading the stories, I mean, I realized as I read the stories how much influence he had over some of my favorite characters, like the Fantastic Four. A group of adventurers living in a skyscraper in New York, who fought crime for free, and everyone knew their identities. It's the same. It was the same plot, same basic plot, but it's a good 30 years before the Fantastic Four even existed. So I think that's what drew me to him. I saw so many of my favorite characters in this one character from decades earlier that I just, he just really appealed to me. So, oh, E. Ortiz is here. How you doing? Good seeing you. Let's see, Trusty Sidekick's here. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, I'm not even paying attention to the chat. Okay, everyone's saying hi to each other. So, Gus Tyler Bush, hello, good seeing you. Joshua Hughes, okay, when do I win? Not sure exactly when you will win. Let me see. Should I do it now or maybe wait a little while until more people are around? And let me get started on the drawing. Like I said, I'm gonna draw Doc Savage, and hopefully do him justice. Turn on the fan so I don't melt. Yeah, I'll wait a little while. E. Ortiz. Yeah, please, if you're new here, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would also appreciate that. I'm gonna try to do giveaways every once in a while. Probably the next 100 people that subscribe to me, I'll do another giveaway. And I also take commissions. So if any of you are interested in a commission from me, just let me know. You can contact me via Twitter at JROBINZSON, or you can contact me at my Facebook page at facebook.com/illustration by design. That's all one word, and I guess I'll put all that stuff in the chat so you guys know. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Let me see here. I'm trying to. Yep. I'm messing up. Please hold. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, okay, did that. Did that. Oh, almost. Oh, okay, did that. Let's see if this works. Okay, that's my Facebook page. So just message me there, or let's see. Let me put my Twitter. Hope this is right. I hope. I'm scared. Yep, that work? Let me try again. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that may have worked. So try that and try those. And if you want a commission, just contact me. I will. I'll send you a price list and stuff. So, but anyway, I will get started on Doc Savage and see if I can not mess this up. Let's see. Is this? That was a page. That's it. Okay, that's pretty good, I guess. But yeah, I always found Doc Savage very cool. Yeah, so I just started, collecting a lot of the pulps that he was in. At least a lot of the paperbacks that reprinted the pulps. It was cool because when he first started out, he looked sort of like this. Well, he looked like this back in the pulp days. Look, like I'm just a handsome guy. Who had muscles. But when they reprinted him, they changed him to look like this. Well, actually, the guy they hired to draw him changed him. James Bama, great, phenomenal artist. He's still alive. He's in his 90s now. But he kind of redesigned Doc Savage to have that distinctive sort of helmet hair, which I think most familiar nowadays, know him for that head, that really crazy hair he has now. So, which is I think was a good thing for Obama to do, because if Doc Savage had still looked like this, I don't know if he'd still be as memorable today. Giving him that visual sort of distinctive visual look with the helmet hair, I think really helped solidify him in the minds of a couple of generations of readers. I mean, you couldn't really forget him once you saw him. So, let's see. Oh, Joshua Hughes says, I don't know why Nasser was hyping doxing you when you don't even hide who you are on Twitter. Well, it's when I first and this is months ago. I mean, I've been on YouTube for years, but never under my actual name. Because I don't, especially nowadays. I mean, it's just gotten worse with time. If you say something that people don't like, and they know your real name, they make your life. They try to make your life a living heck, living hell. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. I usually, if I'm commenting, when I'm on platforms and I know I'm going to be commenting on things that, where different opinions may not be popular, I tend not to use my real name. So, when I, especially with Comicsgate and stuff, I didn't want to, give my real name. So, but this channel is for me is mainly for my business. I work as a freelance illustrator, so it's I don't really deal with politics or anything like that. I mean, it's just, it's not, it's not good for business, as we all know. It tends to hurt business when you let your politics get, with it. So I don't do that on my Facebook page. I don't do it on this page. You know, I this is for art. For my art, and to just to talk about you know cool sort of nerdy stuff. So um, Nasser would tease me about docs maybe because he knew at the time I didn't really want to you know let people know who I was. But at this point I'm just like it. I don't really, obviously I don't care because I'm not I'm no longer hiding it. So yeah. But it was funny because because Nasser was doing that, and I thought it was funny because I knew he wouldn't do it because Nasser's a good guy. Let's see. Gus Tyler says they're considering making a Doc Savage movie with Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, I just drew The Rock the other day. Oh, there he is. I don't know. I'm kind of not crazy about that idea with The Rock being Doc Savage. I mean, I mean, obviously he has the size. I mean, Doc Savage is in the stories is, he's a giant. He's like 6'8" or something. He's huge, and he has like a perfect muscular physique like Dwayne Johnson, and Dwayne Johnson has bronze skin like Doc Savage. There's something, I don't know. There's something about The Rock that, first of all, he'd have to wear a wig, and it would bother me to no end seeing him running around with a big old crazy wig on, because everyone knows he's bald. And two, Doc Savage, even though he's huge and muscular, he's equally known for being a super genius. And I don't know if The Rock, no offense to The Rock, I mean, sorry for me to, it kind of sounds stupid to say no offense when you say something a little, negative, but he doesn't come across as a super genius, at least not one who, maybe in terms of like, being popular and stuff, but not in terms of like, being a master scientist or, a brain surgeon, which Doc Savage is, or, the smartest man on the planet. The Rock doesn't strike me as that. So I don't know if anyone could visually, put that across, but I don't know. I don't see The Rock playing Doc Savage, and I guess also I don't. I don't know. I don't know. It's just what I don't know. It's hard for me to put into words. Also, The Rock, he doesn't have a great, even though it would be like it wouldn't just be Doc Savage in a movie. It would have to include his I guess it's five. It's Monk, Ham, Rennie, Long Tom. Oh yeah, and little and Johnny, and his five helpers. Um, the Rock does not have a good record with his movies in terms of movies he alone he's the star in. He works best in movies where he's co-starring, like Jumanji or what was the other one? Baywatch. Where someone else or what was the other one? The one with Kevin Hart, where he's like a CIA agent. He does best in movies where he isn't the main star. Most movies where he has starred in have been basically straight to DVD quality. I mean, Skyscraper, San Andreas. I'm trying to think. Oh, what was the dopey one with the giant gorilla? Rampage. I think that was what it was called. I mean, his record for carrying blockbuster movies is pretty poor. Um, you know, he would need to be in a movie with other actors that who are just as, if not more famous, carrying the load. And maybe they could hire famous people to play, you know, his I think they call him the Fabulous Five. His you know his five friends. But I think that's the only way that The Rock might work as Doc Savage, if he had someone, you know, a lot of famous people carrying the load for him, because by himself, his name alone does not make a movie successful. It's it just doesn't. I mean, he's a funny guy. He's very charismatic, but for some reason he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger could carry any movie, you know, up until, you know, the early '90s, even into the '90s, I think, just by his name alone. The Rock can't do that. So, um, yeah, you know, my choice actually to play Doc Savage, um, and it's going to sound weird based on what I just said, because I don't because this actor probably can't carry a movie on his own either. But he looks like Doc Savage, and he's young enough to do a series of Doc Savage movies where, you know, The Rock is. I don't think he's going to get small anytime soon, but the Rock is in his mid 40s. Um, but Chris Hemsworth, the guy who plays Thor in the Marvel movies. Um, if you've ever seen him, you know, without the long hair, without the beard, just clean shaven, he looks just like Doc Savage. I mean, and man, he's huge, he's muscular, he's funny when he has to be, and you know, and he hasn't really, outside of you know, the playing Thor. Yeah, he hasn't really he starred in that many movies. You know, he's done a lot of sort of, you know, he's done other things, but he's, you know, people mainly know him as Thor. So I think, I don't know. I think that he would. I don't know. I think he'd be good as Doc Savage. I think it'd be another good sort of franchise for him to get into. Ah, I'm talking a lot, and because I am not used to talking and drawing, my brain is malfunctioning with the multitasking. It's like, pick one or the other, talk or draw, talk or draw. Right now, my drawing's suffering because of it. When I draw, I always have to do a light skeleton sketch first, to make sure that the artwork fits on the page and that the pose is right, before I actually start building it out, you know, and you know, putting all the muscles and everything in. I learned that from a book my mom got me when I was 10 years old, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, by Stan Lee and John Buscema. It's a great book. I still have it, still use it, love it. And you know, my whole sort of um, method of drawing human figures, he sort of comes from it. So yeah, so, you know, while I was talking, I was sort of sketching, but I wasn't focusing on, you know, putting make sure the character was on the page and everything. So yeah, so the skeleton sketch suffered. Sorry, I gotta start over. And hold on one second. I'm gonna put a little music on, because when I draw, it's easier for my mind to sort of relax while I'm hearing music in the background. So 1 second, please. Don't leave. Don't go away. Okay. Oh, no one left. Yay, thank you. No, don't leave, Joshua. Yeah. Sorry. You guys probably can't hear that, but I can. So that's kind of, might be better if you if you don't hear. It's kind of like, I don't know, what is this, dubstep? I don't know what it is. It's just electro music, sort of keep my brain energized. Let's see. Oh, good. Yeah. Gus Tyler Bush says he uses How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way as well. You should. It's a great book. I recommend everyone interested in drawing comic books and drawing superheroes, even in just drawing, the human figure. I recommend everyone look at the book, read it. If you can, buy it. It's a fantastic book. Quick story. I wanted to get Stan Lee to sign, and he was at a comic book convention years ago, maybe about 10 years ago, and I took the book with me to have him sign it. It cost like $50 to have him sign something. So, paid the $50, went down there to have him sign it. They gave me a ticket. He said, yeah, he'll be signing around 1:30 or 2 or whatever. So I'm, I was like, cool, okay. I got the ticket and everything. Went around the convention, waiting to meet Stan Lee, have him sign my book that my mom got me, my mom and dad. And 2 o'clock came, and I went down there and reached my pocket, and the ticket was gone. Apparently someone had like picked my pocket or something and stole it. And I was just like, And that was the main reason why I had gone to that convention, to meet Stan Lee and have him sign my copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. So that was my sad Stan Lee story. But I still have the book, so I guess that's what's important. He's he's with us. He's with us in spirit, so it's cool. Yep. Rip Stan Lee, R.I.P. Trickiest thing about drawing is having something in your head and transferring it onto the paper the way you see it in your head. And that's always the thing I struggle with the most. But when you get it, it's very satisfying. Yeah, Razmaz. Yeah, it kind of stunk. Not not getting his signature, but lesson learned. You learn from your mistakes, hopefully. So I should have put it away somewhere where couldn't easily be lost if it dropped out of my pocket for some reason, or if it got stolen. I should have been in a pouch inside of my backpack, and I didn't do that. So, anyone out there, if you ever have anything, that you need to keep and can't lose, make sure you lock it up tight somewhere where no one can get at it and where it can't be lost accidentally, because you'll be kicking yourself for years later and telling the story on YouTube to strangers. So, and to your kids and grandkids. So, yeah, save yourself the headache and the heartache, and put it in a safe place. No, I didn't put the ticket in the book. I know. I thought that too at the time, and open it up, it's not in there. So I've used the book plenty since then. It's not in there, unfortunately. Let's see, Lorenzo Stack. I think I put it. Yeah, if you scroll further up the chat, my Twitter account is there. So if you don't see it, I'll post it again. Oh, okay. Oh, you recognize my account. Okay, good. I hope that's good. Hope that's a good thing. It's like, I recognize your account. You're that jerk. It's like, I'm sorry. Oh, well, thank you, Lorenzo. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. Glad you like the stuff on my account. Yeah, one of my. Oh, Hail Raven, yes, Hail Raven. One of my long dreams. I don't know, it probably will never come true, but would be to do one of the Doc Savage covers for the for the paperback books. They still make them. Um, it was oh my gosh, who's right? Will Murray. Will Murray has taken over writing Doc Savage for the past couple decades, actually. Um, and he started off using old scripts that Lester Dent hadn't finished um, to write new stories. And he's currently writing the current line of Doc Savage books. I think it's called The Wild Adventures of Doc Savage. You can buy it on Amazon. But yeah, I always wanted to be able to do one of the covers, or you know, or take over doing the covers. Right now, the covers are being done by Joe DeVito, a really great artist. He's been doing the covers for, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think, at least 20 years. He's been working on them. Before that, it was ah, who was the artist before Joe DeVito? He used to do paintings for Marvel. Yeah, he did the famous Dazzler #1 cover for Marvel. I wish I could remember his name because he is a phenomenal artist. Um, and I feel bad that I cannot remember his name. If any of you guys can remember the name of the guy who drew the who painted the Omnibus covers for Doc Savage back in the '80s, please put it in the chat because I feel bad about. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue too. Rah. But you know, I think since James Bama was drew him in the '60s, um, you know, the artists for the Doc Savage books um, have been known just for being great artists. Boris Viejo did a couple of covers for Doc Savage. Fred Pfeiffer also did a number of covers for Doc Savage back in the '60s and '70s. So you know, I'm you know, I guess my dream is that I get to be on that level, get to be that good of an artist, and I'm not right now. But you know, one day, who knows? It'd be very cool to be able to to draw, you know, an official drawing of Doc Savage. That would be very cool. So, I mean, fortunately, you know, he wasn't just in pulps. He was also in comic books too. You know, Marvel and DC have both had Doc Savage series. Marvel had him back in the '70s, right after the Doc Savage movie came out. They had a live action movie starring Ron Ely, who had played Tarzan back in the '60s. He played Doc Savage. I thought he did a really good job, a really good job playing him. The problem was the movie itself was very campy movie. I mean, it was, you know, it was made in 1975, and I think people still had the Adam West Batman series in mind when it came to superheroes. So they made it kind of goofy. You know, Ron Ely played it relatively straight. I mean, it was yeah, Eel. Bob Larkin, thank you, trusty sidekick, you're awesome. Thank you very much, Bob Larkin, fantastic artist. He I would put him right after James Bama in terms of the best Doc Savage artist, Doc Savage painter. His covers for the omnibuses, Doc Savage omnibuses back in the '80s, were beautifully done. And I believe it was Bob Larkin's art that first drew me to Doc Savage when I saw it in the bookstores. They weren't using the Bama covers; they were using Bob Larkin's art, and it just blew me away. Just beautiful work. Um, but but yeah, with the Doc Savage movie, you know, it was campy. It was, you know, they played it for kind of goofy laughs and stuff, and which was a shame because the character isn't goofy at all. I mean, he's a very stoic sort of guy, um, and like I said, Ron Lee played him great. He didn't play him goofy, but the characters around him, you know, were too goofy, including the villain. I mean, the villain was ridiculous, but I still love the movie, just like I love the Batman series. Just because it's, you know, I think with both of them, the main actors just did a really good job with it. So, Adam West he'll always be Batman to me. I don't care if he's goofy. Adam West to me is just the best. Um, and Ron Ely, I thought, just did a really good job playing Doc Savage. So. Uh, let's see. Hail Raven asks, no, don't worry about it, trusty sidekick. I would have had to look it up as well. Just because my memory, it just, like I said, it was on the tip of my tongue, but I just couldn't grab a hold of it and yank it out of my skull. Let's see. Hail Raven, how will I pick the winner of this giveaway? The only way I really can do it is just by looking at the list of my subscribers, counting them, and then doing a random number generator thing, and that's what I'm going to do. So, anyone listening, please check your accounts and make sure that your account is not set on private, because if it's set on private, then it won't show up on my list of subscribers. I know that I have officially like 107, I think, subscribers, but it's only showing maybe half that number. And I feel bad, but there's no other way for me to figure out everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I mean, it lists people, but only people whose accounts are not set to private. So please set your account off of private, I guess, to public, and so that YouTube can see it, and then and list it on my list of subscribers, and then it's from that list that I'll be picking the person at random. So I'm going to pick winner, okay? And I'll do it after I finish this drawing, which I hope will not take too long. But I'm talking a lot, so when I talk, I stop drawing. I gotta get out of that habit. Now, Doc Savage is, like I said, he's a precursor to a lot of superheroes like Superman, but also like to Batman, because like Batman, he spent years, decades training himself to be the peak of physical perfection and to be a master of martial arts and to be a master of science. He's a super genius, and he spends all of his free time learning new things. Part of that is inventing a series of vehicles to help him with his crusade, including special cars like the Batmobile, special planes like the Batplane, submarines like the Submarine, Batboat. He has a whole list of specialized weaponry and equipment, to help him. One of the main pieces of equipment he has is his equipment vest, which is sort of a precursor to Batman's utility belt, except it's bigger because it fits over his entire chest. And it's basically a combination utility belt / bulletproof vest, because Doc Savage doesn't have powers; he just has muscle. So, when people shoot at him, it saves his life pretty much every adventure that he's been in. So, but the thing is that when James Bama drew him for the covers, he never drew the vest. He always drew Doc Savage with his torn shirt. And Doc Savage doesn't necessarily have his shirt torn in every adventure, or even most adventures, but like his helmet hair, James Bama made the torn shirt and these sort of riding pants that Doc Savage wears. He made this Doc Savage's uniform, quote unquote uniform. So, when people think of Doc Savage, they always think of him with the helmet hair and the torn shirt and the riding pants. So, I guess I'm trying to figure out, should I draw him with the vest or not? I'm not sure. Joshua Hughes says, everyone please keep your accounts on private to increase Joshua Hughes' chances of winning the prize, which that would increase his chances. So whether you want to take Josh's advice or not is up to you. So Eagle 3043 says, every Doc Savage pulp I have has a torn shirt on it. Yeah, but is that like a reprint from the 60s? Or is that like from the original pulps? Because in the original pulps, but this is a reproduction of one of the original pulps, one of the covers. His shirt isn't torn. His pulps, and his shirt's not torn on the covers. So, you know, like I said, I mean, nowadays Doc Savage is known for the torn shirts because Bama did such a great job of sort of redesigning them. You know, it made it synonymous with Doc Savage. So I'll probably just draw him with the torn shirt. You know, it just makes more sense, I guess, visually. But you know, sort of the nerd in me, the Doc Savage nerd in me, you know, says I should draw him with his vest on because he always wore that vest. He didn't run around with a bare with a bare chest because otherwise he'd be dead. So yeah, trusty sidekick. He says your account should be showing up. Let me know if it doesn't. I can check right now if you guys are willing to wait. Or I can check. Actually, let me finish this drawing and I'll check afterwards. And you know, that'll probably be better. It'll be less wasted time me running back and forth. So. Yeah, yeah. Draw what I want. Yeah, I know. It's just that I'm conflicted myself. That's why I'm like my brain is like it's like just draw Doc Savage the way everyone will recognize him, and then the nerd in me is like, put his vest on. So I'll draw him with a torn shirt. You know, it's faster. Um, I appreciate everyone's sitting here and watching me draw. Um, it's really kind of cool. Right now, I'm drawing another one of Doc's famous gadgets, his mercy gun. Um, Doc Savage, as I said before, is a precursor to Superman and Captain America. You know, sort of good guy characters like that. So he doesn't kill, or he rarely kills. Let's put it that way. He has killed, especially in his early novels. It, it's interesting reading some of his earlier novels because he lived up to the name. He was kind of savage in the way he dealt with criminals. He wasn't like the Shadow where he like mowed them down with twin 45s, but he was brutal. And but they changed him I think fairly quickly once they saw that he was getting popular, like Superman. Superman was kind of he was a little extreme at the beginning. He was tossing guys, like miles away. Not super villains, but just like regular guys. He would toss them out into the horizon because he was, you know, he didn't. Superman didn't really, play that much. So, but yeah, the publishers of Doc Savage started to make him more reader friendly, and it's not quite as brutal as time went on. So he developed mercy bullets where he would shoot his enemies, but you know, they were bullets. They're sort of anesthetic bullets where it would knock them out, sort of like rubber bullets, but it had a drug in them to knock them out. So yeah, they wouldn't die. So I'm trying to draw that right now. They described it in the novels. I'm trying to remember. It had I remember the Mercy pistols had a drum attached to it, a magazine, drum magazine, and it said it was round, like you know, like Tommy guns have. So, but right now I'm drawing it from below because Doc Savage is sort of holding it up like that. So you're only going to see the bottom of it. So it's going to look more like a rectangle than a round drum. So. And I'm gonna have to find reference for guns. So yeah, I have a rough idea of what a gun looks like, but I enjoy shooting, but I don't own guns. So I'm gonna have to get reference. I don't have a photographic memory for what the bottom of a gun looks like. So. All right, I think that's a rough idea of his body. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully, that's the rough sketch right now. So I'll start putting in the details, which is the more fun part. With Doc Savage, I tend to be I've tended to be picky, just because James Bama, when he started drawing him, he made him so distinctive. I think part of the thing that made his Doc so cool was the model that he used for Doc, and actually it was the same model that Bob Larkin used after he took over, that Boris Viejo used, and that Joe DeVito currently uses. The model's name was Steve Holland, and he was an actor. He played Flash Gordon in a TV series back in the 50s. But in the 60s and 70s and 80s, he worked as a model for pulp magazines, not pulp magazines, for paperback magazines, romance magazines, adventure magazines, and stuff like that. And James Bama found him, and he used him a lot. He used him in westerns. He used him in romance books, and he also used him for the Doc Savage books as well. Let's see if I can find any pictures. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there he is. That is Steve Holland. And actually, here's Ron Ely as Doc Savage back in the 70s. But this is the guy that was used as a model for the Doc Savage reprints back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and up until today. Even though he died, fortunately, James Bama and some of the other artists took photographs of Steve Holland, and so those photographs are still used today to paint him for the covers. Like here's the original Doc Savage book or reprint of his first adventure, The Man of Bronze. That's the painting that James Bama did, and here is the photograph that painting is based on. As you can see, Steve Holland doesn't have that helmet hair. Oops, sorry, my light. James, yeah. So that's the Steve Holland hair, and then right there is how James Bama changed it and gave him that Doc Savage helmet hair. So little artistic license there. So when I draw Doc Savage, I tend to have Steve Holland in mind when I draw him, just because that's the sort of Doc. That's the Doc that I know. And let's see. But it's a variation on it. But it's gonna have the same sort of stoic look. And when it comes to his hair, I don't. Even though the helmet hair is distinctive, I don't draw it as helmet hair. I draw it as it's just like swept back hair, like like it's like real hair, but it's just a widow's peak. So. Hey, Pixel Trader, how you doing? Good seeing you. Oh, oh man. Well, I'm glad you showed up. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Oh, sheesh. Yeah. Pixel Trader was on a, oh, how long was that? I think it was like 7 hours or 6 hours. Live stream with Mike Miller last night. And apparently he had a meeting this morning. So, yeah, the live stream ended at, whoa, what time? 3:30 last night? It's crazy. 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. I mean, I don't know what time where you live, but yeah, it was late, so you had to get up this morning. I can understand you being you know knocked out. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, it was like 7 hours. Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. Jean-Luc was yeah, he was a long time. But yeah, I mentioned that I hope he does the next Masterpiece Theater because I think he has a good voice for it. If Ethan doesn't want to do it again, so yeah. But John Luke seemed like a really nice guy. Very very cool. And the work you guys are doing on IndieCron is is very, very awesome. It's much appreciated. I'm sure it'll be very helpful to comic book fans and to comic book creators who are trying to get their work out there. So thank you very much. Let's see. Yes, Eagle 43, Jean-Luc Messier, Maisel, Jean-Luc Maisel was the other guy on Mike's stream last night. The British guy. So he and Pixel Trader are working together on IndieCron, which is www.indiecron INDIECRON.com. It is going to be a well, Pixel Trader. Maybe you can describe what it is better than me. So if you're still here, but it's going to be a resource to help indie comic creators, get their information out there to the fans, and for fans to get information about various independent comic books that are in IndieCron's database. So including the number of books they've sold, blah blah blah. So, but I have a very rough idea of what the entire thing is going to be about, because Jean-Luc and Pixel Trader are building it up into something apparently pretty awesome. It's going to do a lot more than what I just mentioned. So he would be the best person. Pixel Trader would be the best person to talk to about what it's going to be about. Mizell? Okay. Jean-Luc Mizell. Well, you give the Cliff Notes version if you can. Just a basic, what IndieCron is going to do or what it does. Because I don't know how accurate I was, and I don't want to mess it up for you guys or misrepresent what it is. Eagle wants a blow by blow description of what IndieCron is. Leave nothing out. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So Pixel Trader says that IndieCron is a is a resource resources, which will have info about printers, fulfillment, etc. For comic books coming out. There's also a YouTube streamer guide for channels that feature Comicsgate creators. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I guess it's more for people who haven't heard Pixel Trader, talk about it, or who are unfamiliar with Indicron to begin with, Eagle. So, but either way, it's you know, it's going to be a cool website when it's all completed. So, I encourage everyone to check it out. It's www.indiecron.com. Mm. I'm not sure how to do that right now, Pixel Trader. How to hand out some wrenches. I will have to figure it out. Boom. That's it. Huh. See, right. Eagle 43 says, I think you just right click on the person's name. Um, well, I'm on a tablet right now, so when I click on their name, all it says is, do you want to boot them? So I don't think I want to boot anyone since I only have 6 people watching. So I need all the viewers I can get. So once I finish drawing, maybe I'll try to just one. But right now my channel's so small, and I have so few people watching that I don't really know if wrenches are. I think wrenches would be sort of a unnecessary luxury for me right now. Uh, okay, someone's calling, but oops. Let's see here. There we go. My phone rang, and I'm using my phone to record, so it kind of screwed things up. It's a spam. So, okay, let me zoom out so people can see what I'm drawing. I apologize because I didn't realize that half my drawing was missing. I'd still zoomed in on the head. Um, let's see. Can I zoom out more? Maybe is that good enough? Hmm. Pixel Trader says an alternate spelling for Indicron also works, but he'll tease me relentlessly for using it, so I won't use it. I really am learning to appreciate guys who work at comic book conventions who are able to whip out these sketches so quickly, because that takes some skill. Okay. Just like the undo button is invaluable when we work in computer art, the eraser is probably my favorite tool, probably more than a pencil when I draw, because 90% of my drawings are eraser, or yeah, require an eraser, because I mess up so much when I draw. When I see people who are able to draw with ink, just with ink, who do ink drawings without, people who do like blue, what's it called, like a ballpoint pen drawings and stuff without pencil. I'm amazed. I don't know how they do it. It would frustrate me to no end, because I am just, I just constantly make mistakes. I constantly have to erase them. So it's thank God for the eraser. Whoever created the eraser deserves a Nobel Prize or something, because yeah, it's my best friend. The eraser is my best friend. Oh, you got to run, trusty sidekick. Okay, take care. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate it. Appreciate your support, and just everyone hit the bell for notifications for the next time I go online to draw, and so not Twitter, but YouTube will let you know. So I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you very much. Let's see. Almost everyone uses the H on Twitter. I add the little Princess Bride gif. Oh, I don't understand what this means. Almost anytime someone uses the H on Twitter, I add the little Princess Bride gif about not knowing what a word means. Oh, the H in Indicron. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, people always ask, it's like, oh, how do you draw so well? It's practice, 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 and constant practice. I mean, a big reason why, again, why I'm gonna start doing more of these live streams is because I need the practice. It sounds weird because people always say, it's like, oh, you draw really well. If I stop drawing, it's like sports. It's like being a musician, like being an athlete. If I don't practice on a regular basis or draw for work on a regular basis, my drawing muscles start to get weak. My sort of the instinctive knowledge I have in terms of drawing, and it sort of the muscle memory of drawing, it starts to lessen. And yeah, I've noticed this. There have been lots of times when I've just focused solely on drawing comic book stuff, and I didn't draw from life. I didn't go to figure drawing classes. I didn't draw, copy human figures out of from magazines and stuff, and not doing that, not copying in actual human form, for a while, it hurt my drawing, my comic book drawing, because comic book drawing is basically just it's cartooning. It's an exaggeration of the actual human form, and when you don't draw from life and you're just copying from other comic book artists and learning to draw from other comic book artists, you're it's like making a copy of a copy. You're making a distortion of an already distorted figure that's drawn in a comic book. And so I found that my drawing only improved once I copied from actual life rather than copying from, say, John Byrne or or whatever comic book artists I admired, because their drawings themselves are already sort of a weak facsimile of human life, and I was making a facsimile of that facsimile. So my drawing was even weaker, weaker than John Byrne's. Not that his drawings are weak, but my, it wasn't, my drawings weren't as strong as they would have been if I had just copied from life to begin with. And I found that that's the best way to get better. Draw from life if you can. I started taking figure drawing classes when I was in college, and it helped my drawing immensely. Let's see. Pixel Trader says that'll wreck your anatomy real fast. Yeah. If you just copy from comic book, it's fine to copy from comic books. When you're starting out, when you're young, it gives you a good idea of how to draw dynamically. How to draw action. It gives you a good foundation for working in comics. But you can't just draw from comic books, because you're hurting yourself. You're hurting your own ability to improve by doing so. So I started figure drawing when I was in college, and I loved it. I mean, it was always like the initial sort of, I'd never drawn anyone naked before, and so after the initial shock, I loved it. It was just, it's the human form is just so interesting to draw for me. I just I don't know. It's just something about it. It's like I won't say it's like magic, but it's neat seeing what you're observing being transferred onto paper. And then after a while, you learn how to do it without having to have a human figure in front of you, because you get a handle on what the body can and can't do, how it can bend and how it can't bend. It just helps your knowledge of drawing a great deal. Pixel Trader says once you get past that initial awkwardness, it gets really awesome to draw a live figure, especially when you nail and the figure comes over and the model comes over and is excited to see it. It is. It's hard to describe until you've done it. So I encourage everyone, if you can, find a figure drawing class somewhere and join. The ones that I've been to, they've just been, you don't have to, do like a whole semester. You pay based on the session. So, you go to one session and you pay the $15 or whatever, for that session. So it's just really helped me, figure drawing live. So I encourage everyone to do it. And if you can't do that, if you can't find a figure drawing class near you, go online. There are tons of resources. And I'm talking about porn. I'm talking about whether it's, type in ballet in Google Images, and you will find endless pictures of the human form and amazing poses, action poses, dancing, beautiful stuff. Type in tricking and martial arts in Google. You'll find beautiful shots of people doing backflips, doing, I mean, crazy, all the crazy stuff you see in comic books or in, like, great manga, Battle Angel Alita, all those crazy moves you'll see real people doing, if you type in the right phrases in Google Images. And even if you just want just plain nudes, figure drawings, for poses, there are sites online that have that, and so I encourage everyone to go out and just draw from life. Whether it's an actual class or whether it's online, you know, if you're married, maybe you can get your spouse to post for you, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. Or if you just go to a coffee shop and just drawing people, sitting around, talking or something. Um, Drawing from life is I find is extremely beneficial. Even now, I'm drawing, Doc Savage and stuff. I'm drawing his hand. I'm looking at my own hand while I'm drawing to make sure that it's somewhat accurate. So it's you know I have a mirror here, in my studio, a full length mirror that I use to help me with poses. I have a smaller hand mirror, so that I can look at for hands and stuff. So, like I said, drawing from life is I think is much better than simply relying on your imagination or comic book artists. It's you know because it is. If it's good enough for Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, I figure it's good enough for the rest of us. So draw from life. Yeah, thank you, Pixel. Pixel Trader has posted a link to a sketching website. So go to that and check it out. Not Joshua Hughes also encourages everyone to draw naked people. Yes, but make sure you get their permission first. So I would recommend that you not draw naked people without their knowledge and permission. So. Hey, Pixel, thank you very much for stopping by. It's great seeing you here. And again, thank you for all your work on IndieCron and everything else. It's greatly appreciated by all of us. So, keep up the great work. Oh, man. Not Joshua Hughes. I'm afraid you're going to have to suffer the indignity of Joshua Hughes still being here. Yes, hail not Joshua Hughes. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay, let me get started on Doc's shirt. See, it's 3:39. It's getting close to 2 hours. Um, Hey, Unbreathable Skunk Girl, thank you for the congratulations on 100th subs. I appreciate it. 100 subs down. Only, let's see, 999,900 to go. So I reached 1 million. So I'm on my way. If I win the art, can I get you to draw a naked person? It depends. All art is at the all requests are at the discretion of the artist. So it depends on what you ask for. If you ask for something a little weird, I'm probably gonna say no. So so it's best if you ask for someone clothed or mostly clothed. For those of you watching, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Welcome. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and hit the bell for notifications the next time I do a live stream or post a video. So. Let me see, actually. Let's wait 1 second. I had to get my reference book on guns. So. Whoops. Dropping stuff. Just like I was a few minutes ago encouraging everyone to take figure drawing classes, I encourage everyone to use reference whenever possible when drawing stuff, even if it's not going to be exactly what you're going to be drawing. Just get reference because it just helps make things more convincing when you draw them. I'm fairly good with drawing the human figure now. After years of drawing them. But one thing that I always have problems with are machines, whether it's cars, planes, trains, automobiles, and guns, because I don't draw guns that often. So I don't have a lot of practice doing it. So I need reference whenever I have to draw a convincing gun, and without it looking, like a goofy cartoon one, like like everyone tends to draw. So use reference. Here's another reference book that I have. Actually, I have a series of these books. How to Draw Manga, Guns and Military. These books are really good. It sounds kind of goofy, a little maybe. That would use a how to draw manga book. But yeah, if you flip through here, they have extremely detailed drawings of guns. You know, how they're used, how they should be depicted. You know, when drawn, um, and you know, everything from like poses, uniforms. It's and it's just different angles, and again, it's just a resource. You don't so much copy it as use it to help inform yourself on and increase your own knowledge. So I encourage everyone to just use whatever you can to help make your drawings better. Help improve them. Mhm. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, okay, a lot of people are talking. Yeah, no hentai, not Joshua Hughes, I'm afraid. No hentai. Let's see. Hughes is here. Okay. Eagle 43 is asking, what's my opinion of the Shadow? I love the Shadow. He's my second favorite pulp hero, next to Doc Savage. Actually, I think I was sort of hooked on the Shadow first, and then I discovered Doc Savage after that. But the Shadow is, it's just very cool. I mean, he's the basis for characters like Batman, and like I said before, the Punisher. The Punisher, was basically a ripoff of, I think his name is Pendleton. A men's adventure character from the 60s and 70s. Similar name, the Executioner. Punisher was a ripoff of the Executioner, but the Shadow was he was like Zorro, but meaner, and he had everything from the cool look with his slouch hat and the big nose and the red scarf covering his face, to his network of agents. I thought was awesome. I just thought the whole idea of the Shadow was just very, very cool. I mean, just an iconic look. This iconic phrases. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. I mean, he's just an iconic character, and I think also helped my love of him was my mom loved him. My mom used to listen to him on the radio when she was a kid with her family. So, he's very much in the public eye. He's very much a part of the popular culture back in the 30s and 40s. So, I guess I'm a little surprised that outside of the comic books, he's kind of disappeared. They I guess they kind of brought him back a little with Darkman, that the Liam Neeson movie directed by Sam Raimi back in the early '90s. And when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that's a Shadow. Well, basically it was a Shadow. But then they brought out the Shadow movie with Alec Baldwin back in the early '90s. I love that movie. I liked it. I love part of it. Let's put it that way. I love the look of the Shadow. They nailed. What I didn't like was, again, like Doc Savage, like the Doc Savage movies from the '70s. They made it campy, because I don't know. I don't know why. I think they were going off a little off the Batman movie from 1989, which was, it was quasi campy, um, and the Shadow just sort of continued with that sort of feel, which was good and bad. Um, Shadow looked great, but characters like Tim, what's his name? Tim Curry. His character was just completely campy, ridiculous. Um, you know, even the Shadow's girlfriend. I can't remember her name. She's played by Penelope Miller. Is that who played her? Um, Even she was kind of campy, and they gave her, you know, inexplicably they gave her sort of mental powers, which she doesn't have in the books or the comics, and they gave her the power to read minds, and Gandalf was in it too. Ian McKellen played Penelope Miller's father in the Shadow movie, and he was campy. It's a lot of silliness, unnecessary silliness. I mean, if you want to find out what the Shadow is, watch the character, not the movie so much. Go to YouTube and type in like like opening scene of the Shadow movie. The opening scene for the Shadow movie, well, not the opening scene, but the opening scene where the Shadow first appears. It's on a bridge and he's fighting a bunch of mobsters. That is the Shadow. That's to my mind, that is what the Shadow should be like. And the movie was like that in many ways, but I wish they had made the whole movie just a straight action movie without the silliness, because I think that hurt the movie. I'd love to see another Shadow movie that actually does that. I don't understand why Hollywood feels the need to camp up all these classic characters that aren't goofy characters and make them seem goofier, like the Green Hornet. I mean, that Seth Rogen movie was a monstrosity. It was criminal to my mind, because the Green Hornet isn't stupid. He's not an overweight loser who's living off his daddy's money and playing video games all day. I mean, he's a cool character, and if you've ever watched the 1960s Green Hornet TV series starring Van Williams and Bruce Lee as Kato, I mean that's what the Green Hornet should be. It should be like that. And any movie made about the Green Hornet should be, have a similar tone. It should be played straight. It shouldn't be played for laughs or for goofiness. I mean, it's fine to have some humor in a movie, but it shouldn't be ridiculous. And that's what the Green Hornet, the Seth Rogen Green Hornet movie from, I think it was 2012 was. It was just a joke. So yeah, I'm still bitter about it. I didn't pay money to see it, but I'm still bitter having seen it. Once it was out of theaters, because it was if you didn't pay money for it, it was a waste of time to watch. So, Adrian T 2099 says, "What a Jack-looking Doc Savage." Well, Doc Savage is supposed to be Jack, so that's good. And right now, I'm still struggling with this gun, because it's I gotta cover up my artwork when I draw with pencil, because otherwise my hand starts picking up all the graphite. Everything starts smearing. So I was wondering why. I see the two Joshuas are bickering in the chat. Make sure you play nice. Yeah. David Dyer. I apologize for not pronouncing your name correctly. David Dyer. I'm assuming that the name is Welsh, maybe? Ditch the gun and give Doc a gadget. Parabolic dish microphone, maybe? Easier to draw. Yeah, I thought about doing that. Oh, yeah, I got it right. Huh? Yeah, I thought about doing his classic parabolic dish gun or microphone, whatever it was. He held in that popular cover, but I thought that because I think that was just for one issue or maybe a couple issues. Since he's better known for holding his mercy gun or his mercy pistol, I have him holding that instead. But Yeah, the parabolic gun would probably be easier. What he's talking about is this cool gun that James Bama had Doc Savage holding, which was basically like that. It was like a cool, like, sort of sci-fi looking gun like that, with a big old funnel at the end. Yeah, that's good enough. I mean, I'll go back later and work on it, but gives you a rough idea. Let's see. What time is it? Is it 4 o'clock? It's getting close to 4. Yeah, it is 4. Let's see. I'm gonna stop for now. Let's see. You guys see that? I'm gonna stop for now, and right now, and I'm gonna do the giveaway. So anyone watching, you've been waiting this long. Thank you very much for holding out and your patience. I'm gonna go online and refresh my subscribers. Make sure that everyone who's not set to private, if you're make sure your account is not set to private on YouTube, because if it is, your name won't show up when I look at my list of subscribers. So please make sure that your YouTube account is not set to private, because I'm going to go right now. I'm going to refresh the subscribers that I have. It'll show a list of all of them, and then from that list, I will pick one of you to in a free drawing of the character of your choice. So I'm going to do that right now. So hold on 1 second. I wish I could put it on screen so that you can so you guys can see it. So yeah, Joshua, thanks for your patience. Everyone is. So yeah. So back in a second. Hold on. Okay. I think one of you is going to be happy. The winner is Eagle 43, which is I'm surprised that it's only 5 people watching. I'm shocked that the person who won is actually in the chat right now. So, Eagle 43, if you're still listening, you just won a sketch of the character of your choice. So, just contact me via Twitter, and I'll put in my Twitter account in the chat right now again, and or contact me via my Facebook page, which I'll also put in the chat, and let me know what you want and your contact information, and then I will draw it up and send it to you. Okay? So thank you very much, all of you. If you even if you didn't win, I'll do more of these in the future. So or you can always contact me and just ask me to do a commission, and I can do that too. So, but hold on one second. Yeah, so Eagle 43, just contact me at one of those 2 links and let me know what you want, and I will send it to you. Okay? Thank you very much, and thanks to all of you for just hanging out today, for subscribing to me, and just for supporting me in general. I really do appreciate it, and I enjoy drawing for you guys. So please keep coming back. I'm gonna do a little more on this Doc Savage, then try to finish it off. Okay? Thanks. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Oh, not Joshua Hughes. Oh, he said my art stinks. I'm sorry. I'll try to get better. Hopefully, as time goes on, my art will only improve. It will not get worse. So there's that. Always look ahead. Don't worry. Don't worry, Joshua Hughes. I have a thick skin, so my mom has trained me well since I was a kid, telling me how my drawings don't look good, how the legs are too big, and now my wife has taken her place. That doesn't look like him. It's like, thanks. I love you too. That's fine. That's fine. Why does he look like that? It's like, that's what he looks like. No, he doesn't. Yeah, so that's all right. It's fine. Our artists actually benefit from criticism because it helps us to be more critical of our own work, which is healthy. You can't be an artist and not without having a thick skin or developing a thick skin, because and it's scary because you're putting yourself out there like this live streaming. I dreaded doing live streaming because it's kind of nerve wracking, saying stuff that you're afraid you might not, saying the wrong thing, you know, just being, having stage fright in general, which I have, but the more you do something, the more you get used to it. So, hey, not Joshua Hughes, thanks for stopping by. It's good seeing you, and look forward to seeing you again on one of these streams or another one. Okay, you take care. Have a good day. No, not the Jason Momoa art. She liked that one. That was her reaction to the Prince art that I did. She was like, "What? That doesn't look like Prince." And I was like, "Well, what?" So she does that a lot on a fair basis. Maybe not a lot, but she she didn't marry me because she was in love with my drawing skills. So maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. At least I know if I lose use of my hands, it's like she won't leave me because she married me for other reasons other than my drawing. No, Joshua Hughes, don't tell him not to come back because I need all the subscribers and followers I can get. Not Joshua Hughes, come back. Everyone's welcome. No one's banned yet, unless you do something really bad. If you do something really bad, I might ban you, but you'd have to I don't know, eat a puppy or something. So don't eat puppies. Puppies are awesome. Eating kittens are fine, Joshua Hughes. Eating kittens are fine. I hear they're quite tasty. Yeah, I'm a dog person, so you have to forgive me. I don't know. I guess as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate cats more. But I'm not a cat. It's weird. All my friends and my wife, they're cat people. My best friend's a cat person. I mean, well, it's weird. But I love dogs. I've never had a dog. But I don't know. There's something about dogs. I think it's just they're always happy. I think what I don't like about cats, other than their unpredictability, because you can't predict what a cat's gonna do. They're like, oh my gosh, they're kind of scary. But dogs, I find, are much more predictable, and they're much more. I guess the word. I kind of want to say honest. They're much more forthright about how they're feeling and stuff. Cats will be purring 1 second and will be clawing your eyes out the next. A dog will more often than not give you fair warning about what's going on inside of his head. So I like dogs a lot more. Yeah, Eagle. Dogs are better than cats. Yeah, I agree. Go dogs. I'm gonna go eat a stray dog now. Actually, I don't know. Dogs are so nice. It might let you, because dogs are very, very agreeable. They're very cool animals. I was at my brother-in-law's place last month. We went to visit, and he has two Labrador retrievers, and they're just like the best dogs. I mean, I just loved hanging out with them. We would go out in the snow and play frisbee with them, and these dogs were just like, they just love people. It was it's just very refreshing to hang out with them and see. Aww. No. Well, yeah, yeah. Okay, dogs can be stupid, yes. Maybe that's part of what makes them lovable. They're trusting. I guess I shouldn't say stupid. They're trusting animals, and I think that's what I love about them. They're I don't know. I don't wanna go gushing and sound like an idiot, but I love dogs. I think they're cool. So don't hurt dogs. Don't hurt cats either. Cats are cool too. I just realized I'm drawing parts that you can't see necessarily on the screen, so I'm tilting the camera a little so you can get a better idea of what I'm working on. Now, I'm drawing a shirt, and you may be noticing that, you know, I completely drew his torso, his naked torso, before the shirt. The reason I did that was because maybe I'm not skilled enough an artist, but I need to know how his body, at least visually, is going to look underneath the shirt, even though the shirt's going to be covering up a lot of it. So I tend to draw the full torso before I draw the torn shirt on top of it. So I'm going to be erasing quite a bit of this part of his body that I've already drawn, and that's just my methodology of drawing. I kind of have to know and see how the body underneath the clothing is going to is working, because otherwise I'm not going to get an accurate, or at least as inaccurate yeah, idea of how the clothes should lay. So, because if I just drew the clothes, um, it would it would be wonky. And I just know this from experience, just from drawings I've done in the past. They come out looking funky when I've done it without an underdrawing of the body. Let's see. Still having a dog versus cat argument. Yeah, I think that's an argument that's been going on for millennia. So I don't think it's gonna end anytime soon. Dog versus cat. Who knows? I do know that there's a reason why people, you know, are able to own dogs that as big as like Great Danes, but don't own cats that big because a cat would eat you. So yeah, I trust dogs more. see. Hey, Joshua Hughes, Chihuahuas are mean, so I wouldn't underestimate a Chihuahua. Chihuahua is like a canine cat. Probably rip your throat out. Let's see. Other than Doc Savage, what other comic book characters would you like to work on? Any of them. You know, I love most of them. The only comic book character I've ever actually officially worked on was Spawn, and that was years ago. Um, I got to do a comic book, a Spawn comic book for one of Todd McFarlane's toys. I think it was his. I have it here. His Spawn Alley playset from the mid '90s. So you know, if you go on eBay, you can probably find a copy of it or buy the toy itself. It might be still inside. But no, I'd love to draw any of them. You know, X-Men, Spider-Man, whatever. I tried for years to work in Marvel, but just got rejection notices, which is, you know, part of the fun. But I probably have like 75 rejection notices from Marvel and DC over the years. So, and eventually I just decided to focus on doing comic book art, but doing it for advertising agencies. So that's what I do now. I do illustrations for different companies and ad agencies that need comic book art. So hey Joshua, canine Chihuahuas have super canine jumping abilities. So unless you're like Duck to Naples height, it probably reach your throat. Actually, probably just take out your Achilles tendon, and when you fall, then it go for your throat. So Chihuahuas always find a way. I don't trust Chihuahuas. You're 100 feet tall. It's like Paul Bunyan. It must be hard working your cell phone typing. You're 100 feet tall. Your hands must be massive. It's an iPad. Well, when you're 100 feet tall, the size between an iPad and a cell phone isn't much different. You know. It's a really big iPad. It's huge. It's the biggest iPad. Joshua Hughes probably uses a 75-inch screen TV as his iPad. Okay. It is about 4:40 right now, and I'm gonna end it here. Um, I'll finish it off and then I'll post it online when I'm done. But this is my Doc Savage as it stands right now. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for hanging out. If you guys have any other questions, again, please feel free to ask me. You can again contact me on Facebook at facebook.com/illustration by design, all one word, or you can contact me on Twitter, and I'll put my contact info in the description when this is done. But yeah, thank you very much. Um, Congratulations to Eagle 43 for winning the free sketch. Make sure to contact me and let me know what you want me to draw. Thank you for Joshua Hughes for hanging out and for not killing anyone. Thanks for everyone for your patience and just for keeping the chat going. I do appreciate it. Also, if in case you didn't know, you probably didn't. I also sell T-shirts on TeePublic. And if any of you are interested, you can go to TeePublic and check out my stuff there as well. And I'll put that contact info in the description as well. So I think today they started a sale, so it's 30% off of everything. So T-shirts, mugs, and everything else. So take a look. You might find something you like. If not, don't worry about it. Thank you very much. You guys take care, and hope you all have a great day. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Stay out of trouble. Bye.